Hi guys, welcome back to another video. So today is my third county top video. Today I am doing the highest point in County Antrim, which is the summit of Trostan. So Trostan is a mountain in the Glens of Antrim, the highest point in the county, and my first Ulster County high point. This is another episode of my kind of Antrim and down tour. I did the Titanic experience in the last one. This is a very interesting one. So this, in my opinion, was actually my least favourite of the three county tops I've done so far. We got a small bit, it's not very well laid out. We kind of got a small bit lost on this one. It's a unique one. What I would say about it is it's very, very challenging, not physically, mentally, because there's a small gravel track at the beginning, but there's no path. You're basically walking through a forest up to the summit with no path. And then, just to add, this was, as I said, this is my least favourite. And this this is a personal thing, but I actually found it to be a bit eerie and a bit creepy, the whole hike, because we didn't meet a single other person doing it, but there wasn't even any birds or animals. It was completely, it was just dead silence in the middle of a forest, and you're only looking at trees. It's a bit off-putting and a bit creepy, so that bit I didn't really like. It's just, obviously there are people who go up, and we did this in April. I'd say if I went back and did it today in June, it would be a lot more busy, but when we did it, it was extremely quiet, it was wet, it was damp. So a bit of a creepy place to be going. There's not any there's no ghost stories or anything there. It's just a bit off-putting because you're in the middle of a forest on your own with no animals and no people. And then I forgot to mention as well the actual more important stuff, minus all that. So the summit is 551 metres or 1,808 feet. And to be fair, an advantage of it is it's actually extremely easy to get to from other major towns and cities. Belfast only took us about an hour. And if you were staying in Ballymena or Coleraine or Ballyclare or Ballymoney or Port Rush or Port Stewart, then it's very, very easy to get to. But anyway, that's enough of me rambling on. Let's just get straight into the video. I hope you guys enjoy. So here we are now on the road, just up here passing the George Best Belfast City Airport. One thing that I noticed on the road signs, you can see it on the road signs there. Now, obviously, there's going to be differences with road, and I said this before in the other video. Road signs here are a bit different. Now, this is crossing from Antrim to Down, or Down to Antrim actually, over the Belfast city. Now, one thing you will notice with the things is that it'll say, up there, it says Londonderry. No, that's a bit interesting. Now, we all know the reason why, obviously. It's just interesting to see that, because obviously, I've been calling it Derry my whole life, and I still call it Derry. I've never called it Londonderry, and no offence to anyone who does call it that. I just noticed that that's kind of an interesting kind of difference. How in the Republic it'll say Derry, but here it says Londonderry. Obviously they have to put that on because it's the official name. Anyway, so we got out now further into the countryside, left Belfast. There was a bit of slurry going on down there. I'm not exactly sure where this is. I think this is Randallstown. And then we stopped here at Maxall. Now, one thing I was surprised about was there was actually a load of Maxalls here. I thought they would have had more UK petrol stations, but there was loads of Maxalls. I've never seen so many Maxalls in my life actually. So we just got a bit of food. Now this is us entering Ballymena, which is what is it called, the City of the Seven Towers. No, I'm not sure what that apparently means. No, I've heard it's actually quite a nice town. There's nice things to do, nice things to see. It's fairly big. There was proposition. I think they were trying to make it a city at some point, and Coleraine as well. And then there was a New Holland up here as well. Taking a car on a low loader. And then this was just leaving Ballymena. And then this was getting out further into the glen. So you can kind of see there is a bit of a difference in the landscape compared to kind of in the south anyway. There's a lot more grass. It's mostly grass. I didn't see much arable. And there's a lot more hedges It is kind of more of an English style landscape, obviously due to the plantations and all that. And then there were these two, there was New Holland and a Massey there. Then this is getting far farther up into the glens. Just passing a few signs there. And then this was coming up, just passing through in another village, which I think this is Cragan or Cargan. Small little place. Now, you can kind of see a small bit of difference here. So, actually, it might be Cargan, I'm not sure. But this is a nationalist village and a republic, kind of a Catholic Republican one, so you can kind of see a bit of a difference. Now, where we were kind of around Ballymena, they generally call that's kind of a very loyalist stronghold. Now, I'm not going to get into politics, I just noticed that, so you see a lot more Union Jacks around there. But here you'll start to see kind of tricolours and things like that, so felt a bit more like home there, and there's GA, things like that. Trostan here, this is where the car park is, it's very small. Little road. This is probably out of all of the hikes I've done so far, this is probably the most remote. This is really in the middle of nowhere in the glens. Just forests and wind turbines for miles. Let's get started. So we're starting to get our first couple of views now, down into the glens. Now I'm not sure which glen is which, I know they all have different names, so I think there's 7 or 8 of them. But they're all very beautiful, they're kind of steep line cliffs nearly. I think Cushendall, which is the famous villages down there. And then there's a big yard down there, it looks like there's a fire. But then all the forests up there, and then back into Ballymena. There's a good bit of forestry up here as well. So this is kind of the halfway point where the path ends, so you have to start going kind of rough, uneven ground. There's a little stream down here. It's actually quite a big one, and it kind of turns into a waterfall. But it's quite pretty, and it comes out from the forest. I know. So this is the waterfall again, another one down from the clearing. This is a very difficult one, not by actual energy or exercise, just how the fuck you navigate it. Yes, you're in the middle of the woods, nobody's around, and you just have these little flags and stuff to help you. But to be fair, it's a nice enough little stream. So here's the opening now into kind of moorland with the brush, but that's all the woods back there. It's a bit complicated, but now hopefully we just stay on the open path. Right, so I was actually wrong. You can't go through the moorland. You have to go through the thing. Right, there's actually a bit of snow in here, which is kind of funny. And there's nothing compared to Caltimore, but I suppose it's just left over from the winter. It's only small patches. I thought they were daisies or something, but no, snow. This part of the forest is very long and very hard to get through. Very boggy and very wet. So we made it our way onto the clearing up there, I think. Thank God, because my entire feet are both submerged. I've fallen about 3 or 4 times properly deep. This is, if not the hardest climb I've ever done. Right, so you completely made it over the forest now. We're heading up, that's it up there, I think. Thank God. This was a rough one. I think we're making our way towards the summit now. The flags are... I think we're getting close now. Yeah. Back there, you probably can't hear me, but that's Sleamish Mountain over there, which is the extinct volcano. And you get a whole view of all the glens and all the mountains. So it is not a bad view, but it's a rigorous one. Oh my lord. At the top of Trostan. Getting out towards the sea into I think. Down into Ballymena there and Derry. The glens again, down that way. And then down towards we're on our way back now properly. We're going back into the forest. I'm not going to film anymore because this is a significant climb and there's not really else to see except trees. Right, we just finished the hike. We're finally at the end. I enjoyed that one. It's definitely a fun. I'm soaking wet and freezing cold, but we got heat on the car, so that will help. But definitely a hard one. But it's just that later in the evening. So. Right, so sorry about the audio on that last clip. It kind of went a bit strange. I think my phone plugged into the radio or something. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye.